Virgo, I see there's an ending here for you. We have the Three of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So this may have to do with a established structure, maybe within your family, within finances. This can also mean a breakup. We do have at the bottom of the deck the Page of Pentacles, and this is, I'm looking at this as the underlining energy here and an encouragement that there is something new coming. This is going to require a very slow, consistent growth here, with it being the Page of Pentacles, this earth energy. This energy is establishing, so it's not, fully expressed yet. It hasn't completely rooted. So this may require you, and what I'm getting is, kind of restarting again. So if this was a business or something, or a family business, you may be, going off on your own. If this was a marriage, this is saying, there's something around the corner there. There's an opportunity that's coming that's going to require you to rebuild very methodically and very intentional. So welcome back. My name is Jackie. I'm the holistic mentor, and this is the Emotional Alchemy channel where we look at the stars, the sky, and tarot for inner growth. But beyond this, with this week, we have you have a Virgo, 7 planets in your eighth house of death, rebirth, taxes, shared resources, and this is basically this, right? Shared resources, established foundations, right? And this is being literally illuminated. If it wasn't in alignment or misaligned, we're going towards the Aries New Moon conjunct Chiron, which is, the wound, the deepest wound. This is the wound that was created in your formative years. And so, this house, the eighth house, is where the deepest merging happens. And so, when this wound is being illuminated, it's asking you to look at, where you lose yourself in relationship, meaning, you don't know where you begin and the other starts. And this happens very much in dynamics with family, in close relationships. Um, and it makes sense that the Page of Pentacles is here saying to rebuild. Looks like, yeah, you are getting with the Ace of Cups right below that. But let's continue. Let's dive in and see what else we can get here. So far, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the Page of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups right behind that. So there is a new beginning for you, off the heels of this situation that you're going through. Again, this can be you. This could be, somebody close to you. But with this week, I want to say this is you. And let me know in the comments, how are you doing, Virgo? This week, Mars is approaching Saturn, so it's creating real friction for you in close relationships, or even financial relationships. So there is going to be, if you haven't experienced it, or if you're currently experiencing, a situation that is asking you for direct honesty here, um, Virgo, the universe for the last couple of weeks has been asking you to feel and to trust what you feel rather than to think about it, intellectualize it, second guess yourself. Uh, this transit is really saying, like, you have the intelligence, and leaning into that. Seven of Swords. Yeah, sneaky behavior here. Looks like there was some type of betrayal, somebody trying to get away with something with this, figure here. um, Nine of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Queen of Wands, the World, bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. So you have two offers here, and three actually. You have a Knight of Pentacles. There's an offer here. You have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Page of Cups. So there is an offer coming in here for you. Might be an apology, to be completely honest, as I'm looking at this. Seven of Swords to the Nine of Wands to the Page of Pentacles, excuse me, the Knight of Pentacles. So whatever happened left you, very, very deeply hurt. I think that, on top of what happened on the surface, because of it being this week and, all of this fire and energy illuminating everybody across the board in terms of the wound, with the Nine of Wands here, I'm seeing like, it also illuminated, or you are able to see the pattern. So not only are you grieving about this situation here, but it hit this deeper wound for you. It does look like there is an apology coming towards you, but if you can see, these figures, the Page, the Knight, and the Page of Cups here are not moving. They're stationary. So there may be a delay. Maybe whoever this you were involved with. I do see a Queen of Wands here. This may be you. This may be somebody outside of you. But it looks like you are going into a new world, into a new cycle. Things are going to change. So let me ask a bit more about this offer. What is this offer that's coming in for Virgo? And I'll ask about this Queen of Wands here. The Three of Wands. There's a lot of fire here. Three of Wands. You may be dealing with some fire signs, Virgo. Three of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the World. So let's get more information about this offer. Another Nine of Swords, Justice, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's looking like it's romantic. With the Nine of Swords, the Justice card, and the Justice card is essentially karma, cause and effect, right? Whatever was done has put you in this energy right now. Either you or that person that wronged you, that betrayed you, that wanted to sneak off. And it does look like maybe they haven't even, maybe you haven't talked to this person about it, or they haven't really given you an apology, or they haven't admitted to it. I do see that they, I don't know, I'm getting a feeling like they're wanting to run off. Maybe they're leaving. Maybe they're going somewhere. But with the Justice card here, and then another nines and three nines here, I feel like for some reason I'm feeling like it's liberating you. Like, yes, it was absolutely painful, and as the initial shock of it starts to alleviate a little bit, I'm seeing that you're being liberated. With the Nine of Pentacles here, this figure is very, very comfortable on her own, on not gender specific, but like very, very comfortable on their own, very connected, uh, unbothered. So it might have been something that you might have already known. This was not an aligned situation. There was something going on. You may have not said anything, and this is that lesson. This is that assignment that this week is really illuminating for you, specifically with the eighth house. I have the new beginning, the Fool here, and the Seven of Wands. So you may have your boundaries up right now. You are, I'm seeing that you are very protective of this new beginning at this point. I feel like you are, kind of on your own. You know, blocked people, put your boundaries up, and are going full on into this new beginning here. What else can we get here? Tell me more about the Three of Swords. Tell me more about the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Let's get confirmation here. Three of Swords and Ten of Pentacles. The Hierophant, the Devil, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, Ten of Cups. So yeah, okay. There's no king here. And I do see Page, so yeah, this may be. Anyway. Listen, if this was, again, take how it resonates for you. It, will apply differently for a lot of you guys out there. If you want to see how this applies for your situation, link in bio to book a session. But of the Hierophant, the Devil, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, a decision here, and the Ten of Cups. So there may have been here, whoever you were dealing with had a choice. You may have had conflict with, with the two queens here, or there was a choice. You may have had a conflict here with another person here embodying. It looks like, you're coming up here really strongly. There's a Queen of Cups and the Devil next to her here, the Hierophant here. So this is, this is somebody who's been, part of your establishment, part of your tradition, in commitment. So there was a choice here. And, either this was somebody that you had a breakdown with, a part of your family, a close friend. But definitely with the Seven of Swords, Four of Swords, Judgment, Eight of Pentacles, Temperance, Eight of Wands. Yeah. So I feel for you that, whoever this was, whatever situation you had, you were illuminated, awakened, you saw it, you saw what it was. I do see again that you have your boundaries up. You're definitely going into this new beginning, very, very, very comfortable. I think that if this is something that happened to you, there's, you're starting a new slate. You don't have any of the hangups or any of the, it's a clean ending for you, is what I'm trying to say, right? With the world here, like I don't feel like you have any baggage, regrets, or anything like that. I think that, again, I'm feeling like this ending in some way has come to liberate you. It is going to put you into again, new cycle here that is much more balanced here. I think that with the Temperance card here, obviously this is, Sagittarius card, Jupiter card, there's expansion in here. There's balance in here. There's also being able to alchemize your situation, learn from your mistakes here. I think it was a long time coming, with the Four of Swords, the Judgment, and the Eight of Pentacles here. I think you've been in this situation for quite some time. You may have at some point, prayed, in silence and secretly to God or whoever to get you out of the situation. And it looks like, you did get out of it. Obviously, if it was not if it was. I'm sure it was an established situation. Again, this was a commitment here, um, with the 10 of Pentacles and the Hierophant here, the Three of Swords again, the Seven of Swords, the Devil card here. So very, 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 very big deal at this moment for you, Virgo. Um, what's the advice here for Virgo? Let's get some advice here for Virgo. The moon. We have a new moon coming up on Friday, I believe the 17th. Listen, if you were confused, if you didn't know where you were going, what you were going to do, this new moon is bringing you clarity. If you are having confusion around the Seven of Swords, I was getting this feeling like maybe you don't have all of the details. Maybe your intuition and your body, felt what was happening, but you just didn't have it. I feel like by the new moon, you will have more clarity. You will know what to do. Yeah, Two of Wands, Page of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Yeah, I do see Wheel of Fortune. I do see, don't see any kings here. I did see your energy, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles come through. This page with the Wheel of Fortune, I do feel somebody's going to come here and either apologize. With the Five of Pentacles, there might be very regretful. Listen, use your discernment here. I do see with the Queen of Swords coming out right after that you're going to cut it out. Yeah, you have a bright new beginning coming ahead of you, Virgo. And I think that, listen, if you were going through this, if this was something that was underlining this relationship for however long it was underlining that, this is a massive energy leak for you. It may affect it, obviously, your finances, it may affect it you. It wasn't just this particular situation. This was a culmination up until the universe this week, last week, whenever it was, said, okay, enough's enough. We're taking Virgo out of this. Yeah, death. This situation's done. For those of you guys wondering, the situation is completely done. Doesn't look like there is a redo here. If you were stuck in a loop with this person, trying to make things work off and on, this is the final act. All right, let's see what the wisdom of the oracle. Let me take this one out. Wisdom of the oracle has for you, Virgo. A leg up. Yeah, I do see that. I do see that once you, disengage from this energy, from this experience, that, there is help for you on the other way. There is an offer coming in, observer. I think that you're sitting kind of in the aftermath of it and just seeing like, what just happened, kind of thing. Soulmate. Yeah. Here and now, the universe saying, stay present, stay in your body. Again, release the overthinking. Stop trying to, again, over intellectualize it and stuff like that. You'll need to feel this. This is a deep one. So you need to feel it through. You need to let it alchemize and integrate through your body. Sever vows of poverty, peace of mind, letting go. And you'll get your happily ever after.